All right, Matthew, welcome to the people of Utah.
Thank you.
I'm excited you're here, bro.
Thanks for having me.
Of
Yeah.
course. So why don't we start with where you're from and what you're doing with us in Utah right now?
I think I'm like your prime suspect. I'm a Provo native
Right on.
my whole life. So
Okay. Born, raised, everything.
runs in my veins. Everything I say, I just say on behalf of everyone in Provo.
Okay. I was actually born in Provo, so I didn't know that you were also born in Provo.
Yeah, I went to Timothy though.
Right on. Okay. What year did you graduate?
18.
I had a friend, Dustin Nielsen, that went there, graduated a year before you. But that's a bigger school, so I don't know if you know.
No, I don't think so.
That's okay. So you have a T-shirt. I love pain. I was gonna ask you about that. What's that about? What kind of pain? You like you having your heart broken? You like going to the gym? What does that mean?
Yeah, this is my clothing brand. It's the Heartbreak Club. No. I just had this custom made the other day.
Oh,
Do you watch SpongeBob?
of course.
Yeah, so there's like that episode where he's lifting weights and it has this shirt in the background.
Yeah.
I always liked it. I don't know. I just thought it was funny. And then the other day, that's when I met you. I was like going to get it made.
No way. That was the day we met. You were at the mall for that.
Well, because there's a custom shirt shop in there. So I was like, all right, bet. I just went and got it.
I did not know that. Okay, gotcha. So I know right now you went to BYU for a little bit, but you dropped out because you wanted to pursue your career in content, specifically wedding videography, right?
Well, more honestly, I just dropped out because I hated college.
Okay.
And I couldn't hack it. It was so hard. I felt like I was getting nowhere. I like changed my major like 5 times. And I just, yeah, college isn't for me. But that was scary. I didn't know what I was doing. When I dropped out, I was like, I'm breaking the path. Like I guess the Provo culture is like, you go on your mission, you go to BYU, you try to get married in the temple, like there's the set things. And that was the first thing for me that I like broke that. And I was like, oh gosh, well, I came on for my mission early too. But I guess that was another thing where I was like, man, like, am I going to just be a failure? Because I'm not I'm not on the path anymore. So it was just more of a risk. And at first I was just working as like a CNA in nursing homes. I don't know if you have any experience with that, Lynn.
I understand a lot of it. Look at my sister did it for a while, and I can never do it because it's just like cleaning up old people.
Yeah, you're just like buried in crap. You're just like changing diapers, showering people, getting them dressed. And there's like pros and cons, right? Like the sweet old lady is so grateful and like you get to feel like you're doing service and like it's a feel good thing. And you get crazy stories to laugh about like with your friends. But the work itself is really hard. So I think after 5 years of doing it, I was just like, I'm done. So I got burnt out of that and I was like, well, I guess I'll just start a business or something, but I didn't know what. Until my brother was like, dude, just work with me. I've been doing this for like 7 years. He was like, I could just teach you. So yeah, just followed him.
That's awesome. How long have you been making the videos?
1 year.
Oh, only a year. Okay, gotcha. How many weddings have you done?
I want to say like 15.
1-5 or 5-0?
15.
15. Okay, gotcha.
50 would be insane.
Yeah, I was like in a year. That's like every week.
Maybe closer to 20, but yeah, not crazy. It's a pretty, I would say that's a pretty normal number. Some people, some of my friends have done like 30 or 40 weddings in a year, but they're always like traumatized. They're like, that was like way too many.
Yeah.
So
Because you do it all yourself, right? The filming, the editing. You're right on.
when you get a little more, when you charge a little bit more, you can afford to hire an editor, and then you could take on more weddings. But yeah.
And you don't just do Utah, you travel too for it, right?
I just started to.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, that's huge. So like this past like 2 months, I've had 3 weddings to fly out to.
Wow.
And that's sweet. Feels good to be wanted.
Yeah, dude. That's awesome. Do people just come across you through Instagram or do you reach out to them? How do you find these people?
Yeah, I do thank the Lord for Instagram. It just like the algorithm does its thing, and then I think just people have told me when they just search Utah videographer, I'm one of the first ones to pop up. So I don't know.
You accidentally have some good SEO of a search engine optimization.
Dude, I'm just paying my tithing, you know? No, I don't know.
I love that.
So,
I think this would be good to ask you about because a lot of people have mixed emotions about this. You came home early from your mission. Tell us about why that happened and how you navigated all the emotions that come with that, as well as, it's a loaded question, as well as advice and things you would, tell your younger self when you came home from your mission, how to go through that.
So I think missions are great, but they also have like a way of giving people mental health issues. Especially our generation. I think it's just like a weird circumstance, right? Like I don't think I fully grasped what I was going into and like how intense those circumstances were.
Right. So you were 18 when you went?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, super young.
Yeah,
And then
18.
where'd you go? Because that can also mess with it.
I was in the States. I was in Virginia.
Okay.
So yeah, it was, I think we were especially strict in my mission. Like we were very obedient and very like just like righteous culture. And I think that you see that in the church already, but like it was like on steroids on my mission.
Oh yeah.
Because I was like, I mean, not to brag, I was like the AP, they like gave me a promotion right away. And I was like half my mission, I felt like this increasing pressure of just like all eyes on me. Like I'm reading about Joseph Smith, I'm reading about apostles, and I'm like seeing the amazing things that they're doing. And I'm like getting in my head just this very like high pressure to like almost to be a perfectionist. And so I think that messed me up a little. And like I got to a point where I just had kind of a mental breakdown and like that really sucked. So
How far into your mission were you?
18 months. So I only served, yeah,
Okay.
came home 6 months early.
So 18 months, and you've been out a year and a half. Had you ever had any like mental health issues before in your life? This is the first time something like this happened?
I know I'd had like some anxiety and depression, and like since I was like 10, I was diagnosed with ADHD, but nothing that was like at this level.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. To me, kind of like my mission was like a crock pot. It was like a pressure cooker. And it just like, I stopped sleeping. I didn't sleep for like 10 days at one point because I was just so like anxious. And that's a world record, by the way.
That's crazy. Okay.
So I mean, Guinness can reach out whenever they're ready.
That's crazy.
It's
messed up.
I think people died when they were attempting it, but
That's crazy.
yeah. So I did that, and then I had like a mental breakdown, and I got arrested. I did some vandalism stuff. It was like I'm embarrassed. It was like a horrible like that's probably one of the hardest times of my life, and my best friend passed away at that same time, and I was just like, what the hell? I don't know if I should cuss, but
Please, no, I want you to be used.
yeah, I was like, dude, God, can you like space out the punches? I was like, this sucks. Like that was probably one of the hardest seasons I had to go through. And that was actually 6 months after I'd been home is when I had like that breakdown, and my best friend passed, and I was like, it was just nuts. So, missions I think are great, and I guess I should also balance it out by saying this. Somehow God does his work with us as little dumb 18-year-olds, like the last people that should be out like representing him like on our own, like I mean, there's some people that just go on a mission and like they date girls and they, do dumb things and they just watch movies. But I wasn't one of those. I tried my best. And I think even though we're so imperfect, he can do amazing things. So like I don't think I'd be in the same place with my faith as I am without my mission. Not that I needed the mission, but it definitely gave me like a boost, I think. But I think no matter where you are, if you serve a mission or not, you could get just as close to Jesus by, doing those basic things.
100%.
It's not about where you are.
100%. 100%. So, going from your mission, the pressure cooker, really hard, right after your mission, a lot of difficult things happening. It sounds like you still, like you said, you love Jesus and you seem like you're very devoted in your faith and the gospel and all those things. I don't know. How did you maintain that? It sounds like that would make anybody break and kind of just be done with religion or the church or whatever.
I guess I just kept believing, even though like I went through some really hard things. I guess for me, it wasn't like, well, I did have moments where I guess I had a little bit of a faith crisis where I was like, man, like after realizing that what I thought was like me following Jesus led me to such an unhealthy place, like mentally, it did make me question a lot of things. I was like, well, geez, like clearly this is not what's best for me, like in that way, as far as I was living. So I guess it just like, um, well, here's how I've like come back from that is I think now looking back, it was just God's way of telling me like there's a better way to do this. Like and so this is maybe a unique, I don't know if I'm in the majority with this.
Okay.
But I think there's quite a few things in the Mormon church or the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints that aren't quite correct. And they hurt a lot of people when they're meaning well. And I think when I had my experience, at least for me, it opened my eyes to how like I believe God really works and what he requires of us. And so I guess just to give you my 2 cents, I got so swept away in like this anxious, perfectionistic like hustle of like trying to like prove to Jesus that I was worthy and righteous. And I think a lot of people in the church can almost relate to that. And kind of this pressure and like this judgment or this culture in the church. And I totally broke out of that because my brain legit couldn't handle it anymore. And now I just worship Jesus out of love. It's not out of like fear or like anxiety or like
Out of duty, out of obligation.
to be the best. Like I don't read my scriptures or go to the temple because I'm like, oh, I can't miss another month, or like God's gonna send me to hell, you know, or I don't wear my garments because I'm like, if I'm not wearing them, I'm gonna get in a car crash or get shot. Like I'm not protected unless I have the garments. I I think garments are a good example. I think garments are beautiful, and this is just my take. But I'm full of peace and comfort based off of my covenants, and the actual like promises and behaviors that I do to worship Jesus. So like keeping the commandments, like and my covenants. I wouldn't put those. I almost feel like sometimes we put wearing the garment above keeping the covenant,
Yeah.
which is kind of funny. Like
Yeah.
it's backwards. So anyways, yeah, now I'm in like a way healthier place, and I just feel like I don't have that anxious feeling anymore when I think about Jesus.
That's awesome. That's great to hear. Love hearing about your journey. I appreciate you sharing all this, man. What about as far as advice you would give to people who come home early from their mission, who are still in that state of religious OCD or, like you said, anxiety, just the type of darkness you experienced? What would you say to them?
Man, it's a really hard place. I don't know if I can like give the best advice because for me it just took a lot of time. Like it took me months and years to. I wish I had watched, heard advice from some, or like I wish I had heard someone's experience like mine who'd been through it, and I think it would have prepared me a little more, or helped me have a little more awareness for like what I was going through. But as far as like advice, time heals. I went to therapy. I wouldn't go away from Jesus. If I had gone through this experience and just been so broken and then decided to like smoke, drink, and party, I don't think it would have helped. I think it would have like extended the recovery process and probably made me feel even more lost and broken. So I would say like keep your values, keep your morals the best you can. But if you're having like a faith crisis, just I don't know, maybe reevaluate Jesus and think about what I think who he really is like his character is just like infinite love and grace. And so it's like, yes, he's given us commandments and like again, this is just the doctrine of Matthew, but I think he's given us all these like amazing tools to help us. But the last thing he wants is to like add pressure to like life already hurts, right? I think life's already hard in and of itself. I don't think he wants to add more stress, more, negativity to our lives. I think he just wants to help and just like my experience after going through some of those hardest times in my life is I just felt God showing up over and over and giving me like spiritual hugs. He just kept giving me like little signs. I think of that scene from Monsters Inc. when he's like putting the Cheerios on the floor for
No, yeah.
the girls.
So cute.
That's what I felt like. Like God was just leaving me like little like treats to just be like, hey man, like clearly that was a lot, but like I'm still here. And like just baby steps, just like keep going forward. And like now I'm actually seeing it start to come full circle a little bit where like I can relate to people and like this horrible trenches that I had to walk through are becoming like a superpower and like a positive thing, because it's like in the moment it sucks, but then you start to realize that that opens up doors for like it's just experience, right? You grow and that you can connect with people, relate to people who have been through something similar or who are going through it. So
It's awesome. You can see that side of it. That's great, man. Appreciate that. And thanks for going deep with me. We can go a little lighter now.
yeah, for sure.
You mentioned
So that was a lot. I'll yap way too much.
No, I love it. No, it's good. I just, I can switch it up. So you mentioned, being a CNA and how there's all those kind of crazy stories that happen with that. Just tell us one. Tell us one crazy story experience you had being a CNA.
There's so many. This was like my first day. So I had no idea what I was doing really, because the course is like a joke. It's like 2 months where they like tell you how to change a diaper the appropriate way.
Okay.
So that like I guess it's good. They show you how to like you wipe front to back, you don't contaminate, whatever. It's just super fun stuff. But I get there on my first day and I'm with what felt like a senior companion. He was like the guy that had been there way longer. He was training me. And we get a call that this, I hate to say it, almost everyone in there is massive. They're just some big people. That's usually why they're there. Some people are disabled or like have horrible accidents. I would say those are almost the minority just in America. God bless America. But we go in there and we're helping this woman use the toilet. And as she's using the toilet, my partner is like, all right, you hold her. And pretty much I give her a hug because she finished using the toilet and I'm going to wipe her. And as he's wiping her, she starts to pass out so fast. And I had no warning. And she's like 400 pounds. So, or maybe 300. But I was like, dude, I can't hold this thing. So, but anyways, she like starts to lower and I miss the toilet. And she starts actively going more. And so I'm like dodging crap as I'm lowering her.
Oh my.
I'm lowering her to the floor into her mess. And it was probably one of the most horrific scenes I've had to like be in. And we had to clean it up because we're the guys.
Yeah.
So,
oh my goodness.
so my guy's like, oh, that wasn't good. And then we like get the shower head like off the thing. We just start hosing her down. Bless her heart. It was so, yeah, it was gross.
Gosh, dude. Okay. And that was like your first week or whatever?
That was my first day. So that,
And you didn't quit? You did it for 5 more years?
no, so I'd already done it. My, that friend who passed away had a grandpa with a stroke. So the left side of his body was paralyzed. So like when I was 17 or 18, I started working for him.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So that was my first CNA job. And I was like his full-time caretaker. And so, and I have a little sister with special needs. So I always like kind of did stuff like that. But that's where I count the start of it. Cause I was working for him full-time for like 2 years. And then that was when I started working at like hospitals and other.
Oh, so gotcha. So that was your first year on that job, not first day as a CNA on
Yeah.
lithium. Okay. That's actually nuts. Do you think you?
Yeah.
So you mentioned you have a little sister with special needs. I didn't even ask you about your family. So tell us about your family, ages, whatever, how many there are of you. Because I have a sister-in-law with special needs also. So I didn't think just have to ask you about.
They're the best. She's probably the most, I mean, no hate to my other siblings. She's probably the coolest one. Like, I love all my siblings. I could talk about all of them, but she is like such a unique light. I think all of them are. If you've done anything like with special needs kids, they're just like, they're like forever kids. And they just kind of like dance and laugh and like do things that are just, I don't know. I think they're super fun. So, but she's cool. Everyone in my family has brown eyes and brown hair. We're all dark, but she came out with like super blonde hair and blue eyes. And that's just like another thing that was kind of cool. She looks like you.
Yeah.
Like, you were like, dang, she's just like special in every way. And we say she's a really easy special because a lot of the times they are in like wheelchairs or like you have to do like everything for them. She's like, she can do most of those things herself. She can't like read or like she'll never have like a normal job, but she has a really good sense of humor. So like she'll ease the tension a lot in our family. Like she'll just crack jokes and like she has like almost a photographic memory. She'll like quote like a movie and different things. Um, and I feel like that's the best. Like just to have some comedic. I don't know. She has a great sense of humor. So.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So, moving more towards Utah-based questions. You've been here your whole life, right? What would you say is your favorite and your least favorite cities here in Utah?
Dude, I think you asked me this at the mall.
Oh, dude, okay.
It's such a, it's a hard question for me. I feel like I have lame opinions on that. I love Provo. So all my best friends are here. Like I went to Rock Canyon Elementary, so like I still have a lot of the same best friends that I like went to elementary school with.
Awesome,
So I'm just happy to be here. Like this place has so many good memories. My family's here. Obviously I'd love to travel, but like, I mean, I like what I'm doing. So yeah, Provo's great. I feel like Park City is dope too, or Salt Lake if you just want a little different vibe. But yeah, I don't know if I have the best.
Is there like a city that's so bad you could not be paid to live there?
That's a good question. I said West Valley already.
Okay.
Just the crime, dude. I don't want to die.
Yeah, real.
Got too much to do.
West Valley took over Ogden as the most dangerous city some years ago. So.
I think I've almost died enough. Especially on my mission, I was like in the most ghetto parts of Virginia, so we'd be like biking around and just hear like gunshots like every day. And I'd be like, "Oh, Elder, I think the spirit needs us to go this way or turn around." And then people would stop us and say, "Hey, you know, 2 missionaries got shot a couple months ago." And I was like, "Yeah, we heard." People would just tell us all the time. I'm like, "Yeah, we know. We're still out here."
Crazy.
You know, you have like this weird confidence on the mission where you're just
That's
like,
very true. Actually, I could think of plenty of stories like that. Yeah.
like you just feel invincible, but like
Yeah.
there is times like I don't know if you heard about like the sisters got stabbed or like
Yeah, she was just DMing her. She was in DC now, or whatever, sadly, because I was gonna have her on. She's like, "Yeah, I'm so down." I'm like, "Sweet, come by." She's like, "I live in DC." I'm like, "Oh shoot."
yeah.
But yeah, I heard about that. It's nuts.
I can't believe she would be really interesting to hear because I can't imagine being stabbed.
Yeah, you can,
And it was like a dozen times or something, right?
Yeah, it was multiple times. It was,
Mhm.
I know the whole story, but
Mm-hmm.
it's good stuff, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, looking back on your life in its entirety, is there any point in time you would go to give yourself advice? And what point in time would it be? What would you say?
I like just got my got out of a huge relationship, so maybe go back and like stop myself.
Yikes.
No.
Yikes.
Don't do it, bro.
That's so good. So good.
No, honestly, I shouldn't say that.
It's just experience, right? Like even the worst things, you know, can be good with time. So I'd probably go back and give myself a hug when I was like 15. I was super depressed. That was probably the other most significant like mental health challenge for me is I like when I was 15, I think I just got so burnt out. I was really overweight and I hated school, so I just stopped going. I had like 250 absences or whatever my sophomore year. And so had to do summer school, had to like change some things, but that was just such a depressing time because I feel like I stopped putting any effort into like self-care or self-love. I just gave in. I was like, all right, like whatever I want to eat, I'm going to eat. Whatever I want to watch, like porn or stuff like that, I'm just going to do what I want. I'm going to sleep till noon every day if I want to. I just like it's so cheesy, but my friend called it the pig. It's like personal instant gratification. And it's like, don't feed the pig.
So it's like, I don't know, it's stupid.
Cool.
Or no, it's a little cheesy, but I like it. I fed the pig like crazy for like a full year of my life, and it just made me way more depressed. And it wasn't until the end of that year that I like made a full switch, and I was like, okay, I tried that, and I thought that like just going with the flow in that way was gonna make me feel better, and it didn't. And so then I tried the opposite. I was like, what if I have a little bit of like challenge and resistance? And then I had like a 4.0 that next year. I lost like 70 pounds. I like got it. I don't know. I got my life together, and felt really good. And so, yeah, I feel like if I could go back to before, like when I was in the middle of that sludge, I would just like give myself a hug. I feel like I needed to go through that. It's funny. Like, I don't know if there's any like wise words or perfect things I could tell myself, because I think a lot of the times life just kind of goes the way, like I don't know if you can totally mess up or miss out on your life, because we're all just having like the lessons and the experiences that fit like where we're at. So I would just give him a hug and say, keep going.
That's great, man. And that, like appreciating learning from hard times and stuff is something that only like relatively recently I'm able to actually look back and see grow the last couple of years and stuff. So I know we're young, but what impact do you hope to leave on others before you die someday?
That's a good question. That's a big question. A positive one for sure. I don't know, man. I think I'm just a big believer in Jesus and him being able to work through me, whether that's to I haven't had the best luck in interviews. So my friend had that podcast he had me on.
Yeah.
That was decent. But I was a little bit nervous. This one I feel more comfortable. For some reason. I think
Do you think well, when was your friend's podcast though?
it was like it might have just been time.
I was gonna say,
It's
like
like a
maybe
year
it was
or
just a
two.
different stage in your life and you're more confident now. I don't know.
I think you're just so handsome and charismatic. I think I'm just
I mean, that's not deniable.
No, yeah. I don't know what it is, but before that, do you know who the Black Menaces are?
100%. I love those guys, yeah.
Okay. So they interviewed me, and it was so bad. They like,
Oh no.
maybe I shouldn't say this, someone will dig it up, but they were like, would you marry someone if they weren't a virgin? And I was like, yeah. I was like, Jesus can clean anything. And that is a horrible response to that question to put on the internet, because all the comments were like, what does he need to clean, huh? They were all like flaming me and saying I smelled like Parmesan cheese and like all these.
Oh my gosh. Dude.
Yeah, dude. They were like, this guy stinks. What I meant, I guess this is my
Please,
time.
this is your time to clear it up.
This is my redemption. Any sins, any mistakes we've made, those aren't a problem. If you put it at the feet of Jesus, you're good. That's what I was trying to say, but it just sounded so bad the way I worded it.
Yeah.
It sounded like I was talking about,
Well, and it's also tough.
thing.
Yes, because if you like know someone really well, you can kind of understand what they mean behind their words.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's just a scroll on social media,
dude, they
you
got,
just take the words at face value.
as soon as I said it, I was like, oh, they like cut me off and like walked away. Because they were like, we have our snippet.
Yeah.
They were like, we're using that.
At the clip.
I was like, gosh, dang it. Well,
See, I wonder sometimes because some of those clips are crazy. It's like, would you rather kill a puppy or like have some coffee? And I'm like, okay, I want to say that like 99 out of 100 people will say, I'll have a sip of coffee. But then like the video is a compilation of people saying, man, kill that dog. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I really hope that's just the minority and they're like clipping that in for good content. I hope that's not what people actually think.
Well, that's the crazy part about being the videographer or like the interviewer is you can really like highlight whatever you want. And if you want to make people look bad, you can make them look bad. If you want to just like choose a certain joke, you can do that, which is great. I'm all for entertainment. I will doom scroll for like 10 hours sometimes, So if there's a good joke, I don't really care. But sometimes it's something. I mean, it's to be aware of. Like, just to get clicks, people will
100%.
do
Yeah.
shady things.
Yeah. I might do that to you actually. You
Yeah,
said some things that out of context I can make sound terrible.
I'm sure you could.
It's gonna be good.
Or you could AI it and like piece the words.
Dude, that's how you know you made it. I'm hoping that, you know how I've seen funny AI clips of like the Joe Rogan podcast. Like, I love for people to do that to me, dude, at some point. Feel free to do it. Make me say the craziest things. That's how, though, I've made it.
Yeah.
Although a lot of old people in my life might think it's real, but...
Some people you can't save. You know, Kanye just says what he says.
Oh, dude.
It's not AI.
Oh, my gosh, I know. There's no AI thing you can make Kanye say that's worse than anything he's already said. Like, he has already said the all-time craziest thing.
I mean, that's why he's the GOAT, Loki.
Yeah.
Not afraid, man.
His creative mind can have a lot of bad things, but his creative mind can also make some creative good music. So I'm with you.
Love him or hate him.
I love that. Without, I guess, not on the topic, in terms of music, what type of music do you like to listen to, and who are your favorite artists?
I'm a huge music fan. I don't know. I'm all over the place. I like Post Malone. His concert was super dope.
The one in the University of Utah?
It was like in 2018. It was years ago. But I was like front row in the mosh pit. My friend had super nice tickets, and like he like spilled his beer on me. So I was like, this is sick. So he's one of my favorites. I don't know, man. What do you listen to?
Dude, everything. That's the funny thing is I have an appreciation for everything. I used to say everything except for classical and country, but now I actually enjoy both of those. So literally everything. I go through phases. I'd say like top though is reggae, which a lot of people wouldn't think.
Really?
I started my mission in the Caribbean, so I really grew appreciation for it and stuff. And it's just like, I don't know, man. It's like, just like the emotions you feel with that music, it just really helps you just like chill, bro. It really helps you just like bring your emotions down and just like chill. It's just such good vibes. When I play that in my car.
Do you roll it up too to get the full experience?
I can neither confirm nor deny that that happens, but
no,
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't guess. You're not to be racist, but
yeah, no, I know, right?
I wouldn't guess that. Some people might hate on me for this. I love Christian rap, actually.
Really?
Do you listen to Lecrae ever?
I might know like one or two like super popular Christian rock I've never heard before, but wait, The Fray?
No, Lecrae.
Lecrae.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
The Fray sounds familiar. I don't know if that's similar, but
he's dope. He's a rapper. It can be cringe. It can definitely, depending on the song, it can be like the worst. But there's some out there. Like I'll put on a playlist. It's called Holy Flow on Apple Music. I think it's on everything, but it's just Christian music. Like it doesn't have any swear words. Doesn't have any of like the suggestive things that they slip into Travis Scott or whatever.
So wait, is it Christian as in like it's clean, or is it Christian as in like it's about gospel topics?
Yeah, they sound like modern songs, like they're rap songs, they're R&B, they're love songs, whatever. They're all kind of more R&B like rap type songs, which I like. But every single one of them is talking about Jesus in some way. They at least reference it, but some of them are hard, bro. Like it's tough. They like.
I'll hear you out.
Yeah, I think it takes more intelligence to like really spit a bar that you don't just fill it in with swear words and stuff and talk about like that's like the low hanging fruit, right?
That's a good point. Yeah,
it's like big booty chicks and money. It's like we all know and we all listen to songs like that, but for them to actually spit a bar that's like good and it makes you think a little bit,
it is more difficult. I get you,
and it's clean. I don't know.
Interesting.
So
that's to put me onto that. Actually, I'll give it a shot.
So that's what I'm blasting when I'm in the gym, lifting my 10-pound weights.
It's so tough, dude.
Yeah.
I love that. I never would have thought that. Okay, very cool. It's an interesting question. A lot of people have interesting answers too. I want to know what you think. If money wasn't an object, how would you spend your time? What would you do with your life?
I love that. I think about that. I've thought about that a lot. I would make music.
Really?
Yeah. That's actually a funny thing. I freestyle in the car sometimes.
Heck yeah.
And I would actually love to make a song. Like Do you know who Ryan Higa is? Like Nika Higa?
Oh yes, yeah.
He's like one of the OG YouTubers.
Yeah, I remember watching like the video game high school and stuff that he had.
Yeah,
and all
yeah,
that
yeah.
good stuff. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's like what I watched growing up, and like Smosh.
Yes.
Like when those guys would make like music videos and stuff, I just thought they were so sick. I was like,
Same.
they're funny, they're kind of lit and catchy, and like I'm gonna sound like a nerd for this, but I just like think that kind of inspired me to be like, dude, I could make a song, because it almost like it bridged the gap, because you look at big artists like, you know, Drake, maybe he's the worst one to say, but
yeah, he's big. That's about it.
yeah, a big flashy artist, love him or hate him, and it's like so above like a normal person, I guess. That's how it seems. I think it's so BS how we worship some of these celebrities that are probably horrible people if you met them. But anyways, just to see people who are like kind of funny, normalish guys with like my same sense of humor, like make a song.
Yeah.
I was always like, dude, like that's cool. Like I feel like I could make a catchy song. And I've always loved music. I think that's part of why I enjoy my job, is because like I'm always putting songs to videos, and it just feels like a little bit less like work for that reason. So yeah.
Very fun. That's what you do.
I would learn how to master like piano or guitar first.
Okay, so you want to play an instrument also?
Yeah, I think it'd be cool to have one of those instruments and then like write songs or write raps.
That's sick, dude. Dang, and I would not have picked that.
And that's not the number one thing. Obviously, like if I had a wife, just traveling with her, you know, that's the dream. So
yeah, you like travel anything?
I think it'd be cool to like. I just love experiences. So like if we could go like ski somewhere at like some of the best mountains, or like go jet ski at like a cool in Hawaii or something, like I'd be down for all those memories.
That's so sick, dude. So that's the exact game. Yeah.
Like anyone would want.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I have an uncle who is well off, and every single day on his story, he's just like out in the dunes racing his off-road vehicles, or he's like up in his helicopter, and I'm just like, damn, like it must be nice.
So sick, dude.
Like I know that's like the goal.
Yeah,
right?
100%.
Yeah, gotta get out in the Matrix.
Literally, bro.
So
yeah, which reminds me, by the way, I do know a really cool opportunity if you're interested. It's a way you can be your own boss, and you know, there's a little bit of work on your end, but really where it all comes from is like if you were to bring in people, and they perform well. And if they were to bring people perform well, you would make a ton of money.
That's what this whole thing is, bro.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's why I brought you in today.
I love a good pyramid, bro. Put me at the bottom.
Oh, you're such a beast, dude.
Yeah. Dude, so that's funny you say that, because I legit have had experiences where I'll meet someone out in public, and I'm like a pretty nice guy. Sure. So like, if someone starts talking to me, I'm like, oh, what's up, man? Like, I'm cool to just, you know, shoot the shit.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden I find out it was just total BS, and they're trying to recruit me.
Disingenuous, yeah.
I was like, no way James is doing that. That would have crushed my whole faith.
That's so sad. That's happened before, too. Yeah. Well, I don't know what it is, dude. It's so funny, though, because I can, like, I guess because I did these sales for a couple of years, but I can, like, snip that out from a mile away from, like, the littlest things. There was one time my wife and I are at the mall, and there's this, like, other couple there. We're just, like, shopping, and they're, like, trying to strike up a conversation with us or whatever, but they're like a few years older than us, and it was kind of weird. I was getting like weird vibes in my mind. I'm like, dude, they're recruiting us for Amway, I guarantee. And they're trying to chat, and I'm like, I'm just trying to be nice. I'm like, yeah, bro. Blah, blah, blah. Eventually, he's like, yeah, we've got this mentor, and this mentor has been so helpful for us. I'm like, dude, it's an Amway.
Here we go.
Yeah, I'm like, Amway. He's like, yeah, I'm like, God, yeah, I'm okay.
Well, dude, I've done sales a couple summers too, but I just. Sometimes they catch me, and they just like they put anything business so far off for a minute that I'm just like, maybe this is actually just another good human. And I'll run into other good people too. So like sometimes it throws me off, because I'm like, are you legit?
That's so tough, dude. What'd you do sales for?
I did Vivint. I did the security.
Yeah, I love it. I just started there this week. I'm at data analytics, but
You're not door to door.
No. I'm not part of DTH. I'm part of the. I do like data analytics for like digital marketing. So all the ways people come into contact with them through like the internet and stuff. But
I bet that's next. You don't have to.
It's a big company. It's got lots of perks. They're great to me, but no, I'm well aware of sales stuff with that. So.
Yeah, sales is hard, dude. I had a couple good experiences, but overall, it's just No, I don't miss it.
Yeah.
I don't miss knocking on strangers' doors and knowing that they're probably not interested.
It's funny that, like, you know, with like the mental health challenge you described earlier, that didn't come up with sales as much, or did it? You're downplay, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it was after. Well, okay, so it did keep me when that worst thing happened after my, so I did some sales before my mission, and that's when I think I was more stable. After my mission, after I'd been through what I'd been through, I was gonna go do a summer in like Virginia or something, actually back in my mission. And then after all those things had happened, I didn't go because I was like, yeah, this is that. My mom was like, probably not the best idea after what you went through to go, you know, be in this high pressure sales thing
Totally.
for 3 months. So
Well, she's smart because, yeah, I mean, I never had any mental health problems my whole life. Did my mission fine, got into sales, and that's where I had like my first experience with mental health problems and stuff. And so that's interesting. It was the opposite for you. I don't know.
it's kind of I mean, it's kind of a similar, just intense culture.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe my culture is a lot different than your culture. Being
Was your mission intense, or were they a little more?
is pretty chill.
Where was it?
The Caribbean,
Oh, that's right.
so like Barbados, St. Lucia, same.
I've heard out of state missions tend to be a little more lax, not like
Yeah, from what actually from the people I know, I think I've heard the same thing. That like in the States, it's pretty dang intense. So
Yeah.
cool.
yeah. Mine was like my mission president like helped preach my gospel, so we all thought we were
That's
like,
legit.
close to Moses. We were like, dude, this is like the spout. Like we're like right there.
cool.
Yeah.
So Matthew, in closing, if there's only one thing people could know about you, what would you want that one thing to be?
I'm gonna sound so basic, but it really is just like I'm just a big fan of Jesus. That's like, I know it's so basic, but he really lives, and that makes all the difference. You know, it's like where I get purpose. It's where I get comfort when I'm having just a crappy day, and I feel like nobody gets it. And he just lives. It's crazy that he is able to love every single one of us personally and perfectly, even though there's billions of us. I know we can't fully comprehend this, but he just like fully understands every last detail of our lives. And I think that's really changed the way I pray. I used to pray very Mormon prayers. They were very formal, and I have nothing wrong with like if I'm in a public settings or just with other people still being like, dear Heavenly Father. Like that's a great way to address God. When I'm just talking to God in the day-to-day moments, it's just, hey Dad, like what's up? And this sucks. And I'll sometimes, you know, say some swear words, and sometimes I'll just like be totally raw and honest with how I'm feeling. Cause I think, I saw this in a LDS video once. It was like the addiction recovery videos.
Oh, the 20-step program videos? Those are sick.
Yeah, it was either some prostitute or some like cocaine addict talking about God, and they were like, if anyone can take it, it's God. Like you don't have to be shy to tell God your raw emotions. Like he was on the cross. He knows what pain is. He knows every single human earthly experience we can have. We're not going to say something that like shocks him and makes him embarrassed. And I think the devil actually tries to make us more embarrassed and more like shameful. And I know I'm probably, you know, yapping too much, but no, that's just something that's been so refreshing, is just being able to talk to God like he really is, like he really exists, and giving him my full raw emotions. I feel like I've seen a huge difference in like how he works in my life. And so I would just say, if you don't know God, you're probably lost in some way or another, and he lives. So just like don't lose hope. And if you've tried through a church, if you've tried through, you know, a lot of different ways to find him, I would try Jesus, because I think for me that's just, and I believe the Book of Mormon too. I believe that like Jesus appeared to Joseph Smith, but just
getting back to actually worshiping Jesus and following what he says in the Bible and in other scriptures is where I've had the sweetest experiences. I've met the best people, I've had the coolest opportunities, and I've had the best ability to navigate really, really hard, painful things in my life with that backbone of Jesus Christ. So
Awesome, man.
just up here on the preacher box,
Well, that's good. That's a big part of your life, and I appreciate you sharing all that and for coming on the show, man. Thanks for being a person of Utah. Glad I met you, dude.
It's better than Jesus can clean anything.
Real. I'll be out, dude.
Appreciate you, dude.